This video is intended to show how to replace a fume barrier in a CD150 vertical stainless steel pump by Price Pump Company. The tools you will need to complete this replacement are a 9/16 and 7/16 wrench, a 9/64 Allen tool, and some lubrication, as shown later in the video. You will start by removing the volute bolts and removing the volute from the pump column. You will then need to loosen the impeller lock bolt and remove the impeller lock bolt, impeller, and impeller key from the pump shaft. The next step will be removing the column from the motor. Before we show you that, we want to make sure that you do not loosen the set screws as shown here. Now you can remove the 4 bolts that hold the column onto the motor. Once you have removed those bolts, the column should slide off of the motor pretty easily. You will then remove the bushing, housing, and bushing from the column. This will require a 9/64 Allen tool. Once you remove the bushing, housing, and bushing, you should have access to use a tool to remove the old fume barrier from the column. In this video, we're using the end of a hammer. You can also use a long extension for a socket wrench or any other long piece that will go down through the column and allow you to catch the lip of the fume barrier. The fume barrier you remove can be thrown out. Now you will install the new fume barrier. We use a tool as shown in the video to install the fume barrier and ensure that it seats all the way down in the bracket. You will just hammer that fume barrier in to the bracket, ensuring that it's fully seated as shown. Now we will begin reassembly of the pump. The first step is to reinstall the bushing and bushing housing using the 9/64 Allen tool. You will want to identify on the shaft where the existing fume barrier was running. We need to know this because we're going to apply some grease or lubricant to the shaft. You can see the black line where the fume barrier was running before. You will now apply some super white lithium grease to the area on the pump side of the line on the shaft you identified. In other words, the grease will go to the other side of the line from where the motor is, as shown. Now you will just install the column onto the motor and tighten the bolts. Then you will install the impeller key, impeller, and impeller lockdown bolt onto the pump shaft. You will then tighten the impeller lockdown bolt. After the impeller is tightened on, you can install the volute using the 8 bolts that we removed earlier. Once all of these bolts are tight, you can reinstall the pump into the system and begin using the pump again.